Pickles is proud to sponsor Cooking Up a Storm.
All right, welcome back to the morning show. We have another Cooking Up a Storm segment with our meteorologist, Jacob Dickey. Jacob, what are we making this morning?
Yeah, we are going to enjoy some of my garden produce here this morning.
I'm so, blown. This is crazy. It smells so good, and then I'm looking at all of these vegetables. They look amazing. I can't believe you do that yourself.
Yeah, I've had some good luck in the garden. I think I sent some photos, and I don't know if we have those photos available, but for the garden, you take a look at that. I've been having some luck with tomatoes, and we've made some tomato sauce and tomato paste at home. And then we've also had some of the jalapenos. We've had peppers, different things like that. There's my garden right there.
So impressive.
And right now, you can see like a little patch of spinach and lettuce that's growing in there, trying to get a fall crop on in. Had some green beans early on in the season, but I've pulled those, and instead now I've got some sugar snap peas, more carrots. I had carrots that were phenomenal. Now you can see my fall crop there. The broccoli's coming in real good, the carrots on the left, and some sugar snap peas that are growing there. So it's been a lot of fun in the garden.
What's been the most difficult thing to grow this year?
Ooh, I had some trouble with my zucchini, and I call it zombie zucchini. Zucchini is very finicky. It's very touchy.
Yeah.
And so the problem is the cucumber beetle can come really quick, and the aphids can just zap it. And overnight, it'll look great, and then it looks bad. So I thought I lost my zucchini plant. It came back, and I got like 10 zucchini out of that thing after that later in the season. But then it finally, I was like, okay, time to pull it there. The other thing is I put a watermelon in. I know watermelon's not the easiest to grow in. The soil that I have in my garden is thick clay, and it has all year just been kind of hanging in there. And then actually I've got a little watermelon that's about the size of a golf ball right now.
Pocket watermelon.
Yeah, it's not going to be anything big and delicious yet, but I've been like, I just need one. I got it on sale for like $3.99. And if I get one of those mini watermelons, it's a mini watermelon. If I get one of those out of that, I made my money, because those things are like $6.
Oh my gosh.
Gardening's fun. You got to have a garden next year. If you don't, think about it. You don't have to do anything intensive, big. Just a little pot. You can grow some tomatoes here. It's a lot of fun, and kids love it too.
Dad's a big fan. He has a garden. He didn't do it this year because he had some issues, but he has tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, regular tomatoes. Does jalapenos too as well, and also he's a really big fan of the cucumbers and zucchini too.
Yes,
so.
definitely.
Gosh, you guys are cool. I need to get on your level.
We'll work next year. We got the winter to plan, and we'll get you some planted pots in the spring. You at home too. Think about what can you grow. Little space is all you need. You don't have to have a big, huge garden plot like I do. Okay, there's some of my jalapenos. I had a huge bumper crop. I was like, what am I going to do with all this produce at the end of the season? I cannot eat 30 jalapenos by myself, and neither can my wife. So we're going to show you a couple of things that we can do with that. The first one I've got is let's do some jalapeno poppers, right? Super easy. They're so delicious, and with football season here, the best thing about this recipe is you can prep it all the way before you stick it in the oven, and instead of putting it in the oven, stick it in the freezer and freeze them, and then when you have the bag, you can pull out what you need, and you can have jalapeno poppers all winter long. So here's my jalapeno here, and you see I'm wearing gloves. I made the mistake last time I made the pickled jalapenos. Ooh. I didn't have gloves on. My fingers burned for like 3 days. And my wife she felt bad for me, and we tried all the tricks: vinegar, milk, dip my hands in there. Could not get rid of that burn. So I have learned my lesson. I am wearing gloves here this morning. To make our jalapeno peppers, we're going to slice that top off, that stem there. And what we want to do is we want a nice boat for it, don't we? So let's make a boat here. And I'm going to slice that right down the middle. And there we go. And you can see how it opened up right there. Inside the jalapeno, you'll notice that there's the seeds and the white flesh. That white flesh is actually, and the seeds are the two hottest parts of that. So if you don't like heat, pull those out. And I've got a spoon here. So I'm just going to use a spoon and scoop out my seeds and my flesh there. If you like it a little hotter, you can leave some behind. I do not, so I'm going to pull them out there. And it's really easy to just scoop them out and pop them off. There we go. Kind of scrape them out there.
Now,
it smells so fresh.
Could you use some of those seeds to replant and kind of get your crop going for next year?
You know, you probably could. I don't know the full answer to that because sometimes varieties, if you have like, I know my tomatoes that I have a heirloom variety. You can replant those, but a lot of times there's, they've got some cross blends of things and they don't seed as well. So I don't want to say you can. I think you can with peppers, but don't hold me to that. So that's what we'll do. Okay, so we got my two boats here, and what I'm gonna do is I made a mixture of some cream cheese and some shredded cheese. I've added some green onions in there, and then I added some garlic and some seasonings. Just kind of a generic blend of mixture in there.
You could do whatever you want.
You can. Yeah, you can add what you want in there. I put some parsley, or some paprika, some onion powder, and you can see here how I'm filling these up, and add them in. And I've got enough for about 12 jalapenos that I made with 8 ounces of cream cheese and about a cup of cheddar cheese there. And well, that looks pretty good there. You can always fit a little higher if you want. Set it on my tray. I got one more to do here. And as we fill that up, then the last thing we need to do, I feel like, bacon makes everything better. Is anyone hungry with me?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So
we got my jalapenos there. Now that I'm done cutting them, I'm gonna take my gloves off for this part. But you can just take your bacon, cut the strips in half. So I got a half strip there, and we're gonna wrap our little boat up in some bacon like that. And then if you have some toothpicks, you can stick them in there to keep them on, and that's gonna work really well. And then once you do that, you can stick it in the oven and bake them, or do what I'm gonna do. I'm prepping them now. I'm gonna freeze them. When I pull them out, I'll put a little olive oil on them, stick them in the oven.
Could you do it in the air fryer?
I'm sure you could. I don't know the specific directions of that, but you can always do about anything in the air fryer, can't you? You've got an air fryer at home, don't you?
I don't yet. We talked about this. I'm going to put it on my Christmas wish list.
Christmas list.
There you go.
Well, Adam and we'll check the list, see if you're naughty or nice, and see if you get that there.
Okay.
Super easy here. And I tell you what, when you have these here, can you think of having some fresh jalapeno poppers for the Super Bowl, things like that, right?
Awesome.
It's gonna be fantastic.
You got some time before that, though.
We do, yeah, and that's why freezing these, if you've got a huge bumper crop like I do, or maybe you don't have a garden, you see some jalapenos in the sale at the store, make a huge batch of them. Doesn't take that much time at all, and then come time for football.
I love the idea of freezing it so you can save it.
Yeah, and freeze them on a tray too if you have that chance. That way they don't all stick together. So like I would just stick the tray I have here in the freezer, and that would keep them from sticking and clumping, because sometimes you freeze things, if you freeze them as a mass, they freeze together and then break. So by individually freezing them, that's going to be the way to go with that.
Awesome.
Coming up, that's what we're going to do later.
What?
I'm not done with the jalapenos yet. I got some pickled products that we're going to be doing.
I am so excited.
Yes.
I love pickled products.
More garden produce. I'm like, I don't know what to do, so all year round, how am I going to have this fresh garden produce? We'll pickle some things, show you what that looks like.
I'm excited. We're going to do a little taste test. All right,
Yeah.
Jacob, we're excited. All right, well, still to come on the morning show. But first, let's check it back in with Jacob. Jacob, how are things going?
Hey, they're going good here. I'm just taking some seeds out of these jalapenos. We're going to be making some pickled jalapenos. Also got a couple of samples of some of my garden produce from pickled cucumbers, pickles, pickled jalapenos, and pickled banana peppers. We'll try that. The jalapeno poppers are in the oven, getting close to being done. It's going to be some delicious garden produce coming up on Cooking Up a Storm right after this.
Woods Basement Systems is proud to sponsor Cooking Up a Storm.
All right, welcome back to the morning show. We're continuing our Cooking Up a Storm segment. Jacob, what do we have?
Well, we've been making our jalapeno poppers, and I just pulled them out like 2 minutes ago, so they are hot and ready for us to eat. Let's let them cool down for a little bit. Can we do that?
Yes, absolutely.
Then we're going to do some delicious tasting here. You saw earlier I was chopping up some peppers, some jalapenos, I should say. These are my jalapenos that I sliced in there, and then I added some garlic to that. And what I'm doing is I'm pickling these so I can enjoy them all year round. My wife loves pickled jalapenos.
Me too.
Puts them on nachos. She's got them fresh all year, and they're from the garden. They'll last several months in the fridge there, pickled and ready to go. And so I did about 10 jalapenos in there or so. And now what I'm going to do is take my mixture. I actually did 1 cup of vinegar, 1 cup of water, and then I added some sugar and some salt to this here, and I just pour that in. And that is going to be how things pickle. I want to let this sit for 24 hours. We're going to first let it cool down, and that'll sit out for a little bit. And it looks like I'm a little low there, so I'm just going to add a splash of vinegar to fill it.
So you need more than a trickle to make a pickle.
There you go. There you go. That's right. Just a little bit extra there to make sure it's covered to the top. When that sits there, in 6 hours, you'll see the pickling working, and that green, that bright green, is going to go away, and in its place, it'll start to look more like a pickled jalapeno does. But since I cooked this, sometimes they say, hey, boil it. Just use one of these, stick it in the microwave, super easy like that, and we've got that in there. And I also am not too worried about the seeds in here. There's still some seeds. You see a lot of garlic in there, too. Since they're pickled, it's going to have some flavor, and that's just going to take care of it. Compared to the jalapeno.
Cancel out the spicy.
Yeah, so it just adds a little flavor in there. So let that sit for about 30 minutes, and then once it's cool, stick it in the fridge after 24 hours. A little bit longer. We've been snacking on this for about a month or two. It was full from the start. It'll be ready to go in there. I also did some pickled cucumbers right here. And see how I've got them serrated? So I bought one of these cool little things. It's like $8 online. I'll send you the link to that on the website there. But it's super easy. Just take my cucumber here and start slicing. And
oh, it's got the nice little wedges on it.
Yeah, it makes it look like a pickle,
cool.
right?
Wow,
so we've got some slices there. Look how good that is. It looks nice and sliced. They look like pickles, actually, don't they?
Oh, wait, aren't pickled cucumbers just pickles in the...
Well, they are. They are. But I mean, when you see pickles in the store, a lot of times it's got that nice serrated edge. I mean, that's
Cool,
pretty good.
Jacob.
Super fun, easy to do. You can just,
You're only a little grocery store.
yeah, something like that. But the nice thing is, too, is about having a garden is our grocery bill was down quite a bit this summer. We're eating out of our garden. We were just buying some meat, making bread, things like that. But so you can do that. We'll stare at that for a little bit. I'm sure you guys are wanting to try some things. Is that right? let's try some of the pickled stuff first. We've got jalapeno, cucumber, and some banana peppers. So you want to use your fork, try each of them. You can try
all right, this is
one,
the jalapeno.
2, 3, all of them. She's going with the jalapeno.
Is banana right here?
It's got a little spice to it?
Oh, it does. It's got a kick.
I picked the hottest one there for you. I'm just kidding.
It was good.
It's got,
it's
good
amazing.
flavor, yeah. And then try the cucumber. That pickled cucumber. That might help to mute the flavor a little bit. And then these were some pickled banana peppers that I had in there. And you can pickle about any pepper you have. Green pepper. You can pickle. I've got some Marconi peppers in my garden. All kinds of things like
Bell
that.
peppers? Are those pretty good?
Bell peppers, you can pickle that. Yep, all that kind of stuff in there.
That's my favorite.
Was it the jalapeno? Even though it had a little bite to it?
Yeah, that's really good.
That's my favorite.
The banana
it's
pepper
spicy.
is probably my second favorite, but yeah, those are my.
Yeah.
The pepper is one today.
They've got some good flavor in there and things like that. Okay, we want to try one of these jalapenos, don't we?
Yes.
Let me get my.
Yes,
pull one of these out. Look at this tray here. Point to that tray. Give me a good shot of that. Just pulled them out there. They're wrapped in bacon. If you want to do it a little longer, you can. For time purposes, I pulled it out there. Which one? This one? That one look good?
Yep. Let's do
Pull
it.
that out. Just imagine having a tray of these out for when friends come to watch football or different things like that. And I'll cut it up here for you guys since I've got a clean knife. There's one bite, and then there's a bite for you, Adam, if you want to try that. And I'll just pull another here for me. I'm gonna eat a whole one because it's my breakfast now. Maybe. There you go. Come get yours, Taylor. Try that in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of flavor. There's some heat to it. The bacon, of course, adds so much flavor to it. Super easy to make. And again, I just put my other tray back here in the freezer, so I'll put them in a bag. And when I stick them in the bag, I can pull them out, stick 8 on a tray, have some fresh jalapeno peppers this winter. And I need a little kick in my life, and the sun is down early. I can put a little spice in there. There's a mess we made. You can see in that shot there. I'm going to try this bite real quick.
Now,
That's dangerous.
Yesterday, you were asking, what should I do for cooking up a storm? And that was the first thing I said was jalapeno poppers, and you were like, absolutely. So
I was like, I got a huge bumper crop. I don't know what to do with them. Well, this is what you can do. Pickle some stuff. I'm going to have this all winter long. It does have a little heat to it, doesn't it?
It does.
I like it, though.
Try that one.
I've had those. I'm not a huge fan of jalapenos myself, but put a little bacon in everything. Bacon makes everything better, doesn't it?
It's so good, Jacob.
All right, recipe-wise, you want to know where to get the recipes?
Absolutely.
I haven't got them up yet. Coming up, though, I'll get the recipes for all of my pickled things. I also have a pickled red onion recipe. You will love that at home. I'll put that on there as well, a link to that, and you'll find that on the website. Just head to my Facebook page. I got a little homework to do here, get things set in place, but we'll get that up later on this morning. And folks at home, if you don't have a garden this year, you can buy the produce at the store, but next year, maybe think about a garden, right?
I will. I've killed all of my plants, though, so I don't know if I'm the best person for that. I'll learn. I'm going to learn.
We'll get you some
I'm going to learn. All righty. Thanks so much, Jacob, and we'll be right back with more news and weather after the break.